If you're a people pleaser watching this video, I am excited because we're about to go to war. It's going to be me versus your mind, and it is on. I'm excited. I'm pretending that you are here and it is one-on-one time, and I'm going to help you break this people-pleasing pattern in any way, shape or form that I can using everything that I've got. All right, let's give it a go, shall we? So, if you're watching this, my guess is you are a people pleaser. What this entails is you find it very difficult to say no. You find that you say yes to everything. You often burn out because you say yes all the time. You find it difficult to reject people. And generally speaking, you find that you give more to other people so that you don't feel bad. So, how on earth do you change this pattern? Well, the first thing is owning it. A lot of people say, well, yeah, I'm just this way, right? The first thing, you got to own this shit. Say, you know what? I have been being a people pleaser. You're not a people pleaser. You've been behaving like a people pleaser, but you didn't, come out your mother's womb and suddenly go, oh, mother, can I help you with anything? Oh, please, let me, la, la, la. Right? That's not what happened. Through time, we learn to people please. And most usually, this is because we want to gain love from other people. We want to gain respect. We want to be appreciated. We want to feel we're enough. We often look to other people in order to make us feel that way, and we don't want to make other people feel bad. Because if they feel bad, then they may not love us, and then we may not feel like we're enough. So ultimately, you've got to own this. And you say, okay, I have been behaving like this. And the truth is that if you have been behaving like this, it means that you don't respect yourself. What I mean by this is a person that respects themselves will have the ability to say no to other people because they don't want to overextend themselves. Because the truth is where's a cup here? If I emptied this cup out, oh my God, can you imagine if that was open? That'd be awkward. If I emptied this cup out and there was no water left in it and I kept on trying to give it to everyone, right? It wouldn't work. You can't give from an empty cup. You've got to be able to fill yourself up first. I was chatting, believe it or not, to my Chinese teacher, and it's funny. What often happens when I chat to my Chinese teachers is they'll just tell me problems. Because they know what I do, they'll just say, well, Ben, I've got a problem, can I ask you? And I'm like, sure, because we chat in Chinese, I get to coach them, they get help. By the end of it, I think it's a joke that I'm paying them to coach them in Chinese, but either way, it's kind of a win-win. What she said to me was, Ben, I'm really struggling with rejection. I'm really struggling with saying no to other people and rejecting them. Like a guy asked me out and I just find it really difficult to say no because, maybe he's a nice guy, or someone asked me to do something, or my boss asked me to work overtime and I just can't say no because I feel like I'm rejecting them. The key thing there is that she feels like she's rejecting them. Rejection is obviously a key for this woman, and she doesn't want to reject other people. And when I tell you this story, obviously don't think about your own life because, we wouldn't want to help you during this video. And when she was diving into this rejection, it's very simple. What on earth does rejection mean? And for her, rejection is something that's awful. So she would hate to reject anyone else. But what she's doing is she's got her interpretation of rejection and then put it on other people. She said to me, well, yeah, it's funny. What was the example that I gave? I said, can I have a later call? Because, I'm in England at the moment. Best time zone is this. And she said, yes. I said, okay, great. And then through that discussion, she was like, I had to change things around because I didn't want to say no to you. And I was like, look, if you can't do it, tell me. I've got a flexible schedule. We'll work something out. And I had a go at her and she was like, well, I didn't want you to feel rejected. And I was like, do you have any idea what you would have to do to reject me? She goes, no. I said, in order to reject me, you would have to, I can't remember the rule that I came up with this. This was in a Date with Destiny, but you come up with rules in which to feel a certain way. And I was like, in order to reject me, you would have to have me stand in front of a crowd of like 1,000 people, shout abuse at me, and then I would have to, trip up and just be butt naked in front of everyone. And then, I'd feel rejected. And then the person that I love most in the world would tell me that they hate me, and all my family would tell me that they hate me and that I was worthless. Then I would feel rejected. You telling me that you can't do a certain time in the evening isn't going to make me feel diddly squat. So, what does this mean for you? Stop thinking about other people through your own perception. Right? The truth is that you've got to respect you and other people will respect you too. Because it's like a snowball. If you give in one time, then it's going to be easier to give in the next time and the next time and the next time and the next time. So you've got to decide, you know what? Enough is enough. Because if you are pleasing someone and you're going in that people-pleasing mentality, it isn't helping that. especially when it comes to people that are depressed or sad. And if you're constantly helping them, you're constantly there for them, they don't learn to take responsibility for their life. What's happening is even though your intention is that you want to help them, really you're making it worse because you're giving them that connection when they're feeling depressed and sad, and that makes them feel good, and they associate that with love. Right, so what's incredibly important is that you've just got to quit this shit. And instead of saying, you know what, I'm a people pleaser, let's reframe this. And let's say, instead of being a people pleaser, why don't we say instead that you care about people? Because that's different. I care about people, but I sure to hell no, I'm not a people pleaser. I'll give you an example, right? The other night I was chatting to a guy, and honestly, I love all people, didn't like him, right? Wasn't up my street. So I just finished the conversation, I just walked off. I didn't really want to have a nice conversation. I was like, all right, I'll see you later. In fact, I don't think he even said that. I think he just started talking to his friend, and I just walked away. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Because I know what I accept for myself. I don't want to please him and have a conversation with a guy that's clearly an idiot. I don't want to do that. Instead, I prefer to have a conversation with other people. So it's not about caring about people in a way where you over please. It's about understanding how you can really connect with people. So my question to you is, if you were to care about people as opposed to being a people pleaser, what would be the difference in your life? Now, unfortunately, I can't listen to your answer right now. But what I would like for you to do is maybe just think about this for yourself. Maybe introspectively have a think. Okay, well, what would be different in my life? Maybe you say, I probably wouldn't burn out because I wouldn't say yes to everything. What I'd probably do? I'd probably look after myself a little bit more. Because what I find is that most people pleasers really don't look after themselves. And the reason is often they've got their own problems which they want to forget, so they end up helping other people. And don't get me wrong, helping other people is a great way to minimize your own problems. However, if you don't deal with your own problems and you just let them ruminate, well, remember, what you resist persists. So it's incredibly important to not just say, oh, okay, I'm going to care about other people and blah, 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 right? You've got to make that switch. Put yourself first. If you're going to be a people pleaser, be an effective one. Please you. I'm sorry, you. Okay, so you really want to be able to go through that pleasing process of saying, you know what, right, new standards. And let's set some new standards for you right now as a caring person, right? Maybe number one is, you know what, I am going to choose to care about people that actually need me. I'm going to choose to care about myself before anyone else, because I know that when I'm in a great state and I'm vibrating on a high frequency, that it really impacts other people. I'm going to choose to have this standard of every single morning is me time. Because I know when I fill myself up first, then I can look after everyone else. Right? And I'll give you an example from my relationship, is that when I go to America, I found it very difficult to, so my girlfriend loves to cuddle in the morning, loves just to lie in, right? For myself, I know if I work out in the morning, I'm going to feel incredible. But I had this conflict where I wanted to stay in, but then my neck would hurt and I'd feel like, because I hadn't worked out, and I really wanted to move my body because, we're human beings, right? I want to be able to move. And that was very difficult. But then I made a decision. I was like, right, you know what? I'm going to get up, I'm going to look after myself, and then I'll go back and then I'll give her cuddles. And that's what we do. I get up at 5, I go to the gym, I do all my stuff, I do my stretches, I come back, it's 7 a.m, then she wakes up. It's literally hilarious. However, that is just a small thing about how you can start having these new standards in your life and starting to make a switch. It doesn't have to happen immediately. But ultimately, it gets to a point where you decide enough is enough and you make that change. And that's going to start with making these new standards. So I urge you, and I really want to impress upon you how important it is that you must commit to these standards and look at them each day and say, you know what, where did I meet my standards? Where did I not meet my standards today? And then make that consistent action to follow up so that you're consistently conditioning your mind. So you know what, I'm a caring person. I am a caring person, and I care about myself and I care about others. And you start saying that to yourself every day and remove the people-pleasing shit from your life. You're not a people-pleaser. If you ever say, I'm a people-pleaser again, I'm going to come through this camera and swear. Because that's terrible for you. Whatever you put I am after is what you become. So none of that shit. Stop that right now, please. And with that said, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope this has been beneficial to you to some level. I hope you enjoyed me attempting to coach you through the screen. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Comment with any questions, any other things that you want from me, just let me know. And I'll speak to you guys very soon. I hope you have a lovely day, evening, morning, wherever you are.